There's two things that are going to happen. Either they ride with this team through the end of the year, or they do something dramatic ahead of the trade deadline. Either way, either course they take, what is this season? Is this season just a year of mediocrity and we'll try again next year? I mean, where are we 33 games in is my question.
I always look, as you know, I've coined the phrase Super Bowl or try again.
Yeah.
Like the 49ers are in a situation where if the next month doesn't go well, they try again. You just try again.
You run it back for sure.
The Warriors are in a transitional phase. And that's why I'm not all hot and bothered about making a trade, because I don't know necessarily what that's even going to do. Now, if you want to acquire future young talent and start to push it in that direction, okay, I'm listening. I don't think Steph's listening, and that's the problem. And that's what many Warrior fans are not acknowledging right now, which is that the Warriors have to pick a direction and neither of them are good. And that's why people are so unsatisfied. Play the young people. Steph doesn't want that. Like, that's what I mean. There's so many Warriors fans that in the same point, you got to play the young people. Yeah, and you got to maximize the rest of Steph's career.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Those two things cannot coexist.
You got to pick a route. And neither one of them is likely going to be very fruitful right now. So you got to pick. If you want to make a trade and you want to make it about a now trade, I'm going to count me among those who will be surprised if the Warriors can pull something off in the next 5 weeks that accelerates their path back into playoff depth.
It depends on the course you take, because if you do decide that you want to win now and you want to offload some future pieces, then you make that move ahead of the deadline. It's dramatic, and you trade a couple of the young guys in a pick, and you bring in somebody who is a ready-made vet, maybe expiring, a Pascal Siakam, for example, and you go for it. To me, the question comes down to simply this one question. Forget the Draymond piece for just a moment, and forget the Andrew Wiggins on-again, off-again career that has been beguiling, to say the least. To me, it comes down to just one question. Do you believe in Jonathan Kuminga? Because you've already picked up his option, which means at the end of this year, if you're a believer, if you believe, Mark, in Jonathan Kuminga, if you believe he's the real deal, if you believe...
I still don't know what that means.
That means 4 years and $117 million is what it means. It means Jordan Poole. It means you give him the Jordan Poole contract.
I don't mind Jonathan on the team, but if you're focusing on Jonathan, no. I'm not prepared to say that that's going to be his future.
Well, then it comes down to just one question to me. Do you believe in Jonathan Kuminga? Because at the end of this year, you've already picked up his fourth-year option, which is great. You're not going to have him go into that fourth year and play in the final year of a walk year.
You might.
You don't normally do that.
You don't normally do that.
So
I believe.
Are you going to give him the? Are you going to Jordan Poole him?
I believe he's a piece. I don't believe he's the piece. If that's what you're asking me, that's what I believe with regard to Jonathan Kuminga.
So at the end of this year, you offer him a 4-year, $70 million deal. I
don't know about that. I don't know.
To me, that's the question, though, because if you really believe in Jonathan Kuminga that he can be 18-9 at some point in his immediate future, then you don't trade him. But if you don't think he can be that guy, then he's a movable asset.
Of course he is, and that's one of the reasons. Like, I need more information before I would offer any kind of a contract. But that's why so much of this conversation, in my opinion, is at odds with itself, with where people go with this. Like, think about it this way. What no one brings up in these situations is finances. And that's really what this is all about. The path to maximizing the rest of Steph Curry's career probably does not have anything to do with this year's standings. It's not about this year, because this year, I don't really see the path to where Steph's going to actually get a ring. And that's the only thing he cares about. He doesn't care about making the first round, second round. The path, if you really wanted to reboot around Steph with more youth, but like youth that's ready to contribute at a high level right away. I mean, this is the painful thing about it. It's not about trading Draymond Green. That contract's got 3 more years after this one. The financial reboot that would allow the Warriors to go out on the open market and actually bring in younger, immediately effective basketball players is to ride this year out, keep getting information, keep tallying your scorebook with where every player stands, and at the end of the year, Klay Thompson and Chris Paul can be gone for $73 million.
Yeah.
That's how you can go get people who could help Steph Curry right now. Not by taking these people that nobody wants out on the trade market and thinking that you're going to find something there as if it's like, we got to do this right now. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it in the offseason.
But shedding $73 million is not enough to allow you to really go out there and get an impact player. You can get a mid-market kind of player. You can get
I don't know about that.
You can get a mid-level guy. You can't shed 73 and then go out and spend $40 million a year on a guy.
It's not dollar for dollar because they're so far over the tax. I get that, but there are also other things that then maybe you could do in the offseason. Then let's have a Wiggins conversation. What about that contract? Right? There's all kinds of things. And then you can reassess. Does Draymond get suspended again? Did he come back and play well and be the nice soldier? There's information that needs to be gathered with the rest of this year that is very important. So I don't just call it, it's a lost season. I don't know how it's going to go. Maybe they'll come back and be amazing a month from now. But it doesn't look like a championship year. But that also doesn't call for some sort of a snap reaction to fix it when the fix is not out there.
Well, I don't think the fix is out there in the offseason. I honestly
don't know that.
I don't think that the fix is out there in terms of what you have under contract.
What's the free agent market next year?
I'd have to look at it,
yeah,
but
I'd be curious.
Based on where you're going to be, and Chris Paul's $30 million next year won't get picked up, and you're going to say goodbye to Klay. Apparently, in this scenario,
I'm saying again, you're gathering. That's the path to go get people, not dangle Draymond Green who doesn't even play basketball.
Dangle, and you package Kuminga too because you're probably not sold on whether or not he can be a star. Maybe Kuminga, you find out that he is the guy, and you want to give him Jordan Poole money, and you wind up having him here.
You want some names?
The next 6 years.
You want some names? And
sure.
I have no idea. By the way, if y'all want Siakam, that's when you can get Siakam. Shed a bunch of salary and then sign him.
What's he making, like 40?
Well, I don't know. It matters more what he will make. But yes, right now he's making 37.8.
Okay. And he's a 28-year-old. He might be older than that even.
I don't know if that's up. But yeah, no, he's in his 20s.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm just throwing out names. I'm not giving you, I have a list in front of me. Tyrese Maxey. Okay?
Expensive.
Yeah, but young.
He's going to put the max in Maxey. Really, he's a max player.
Really good. You know his agent is?
No.
Rich Paul.
Okay. He'll be a Laker. Okay.
Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, LeBron James.
A free agent, huh?
Right?
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. This list has Drew Holiday. Did he sign an extension when that trade went down? Or no? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tobias Harris, DeMar DeRozan, Emmanuel Quickly, who was a part of that deal.
That deal, yeah.
That just went down. Oh, James Harden.
Drew Holiday has a player option for next year.
Okay, he's got a player option.
Thanks, Grandy.
Which he may decline. Who knows? OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
You can do it that way. The financial, the Jordan Poole trade that everybody wants to make about attitude was also about money.
Flexibility,
yes. Sure. Yes. So this, it doesn't have to be now. If your whole thought is, I'd like to maybe move on from the big three, but also maximize Steph. That doesn't I'm just saying now, it doesn't have to be now.
Right, but now, to me, would be easier and better than trying to roll the dice in the offseason in a bidding war where you're already trying to contain costs after so many years of spending wildly over the luxury tax and into the second apron. I think if you make a move at the deadline and you bring in an expiring Siakam in exchange for whatever, whether it's Klay or Draymond, if it's Kuminga, if you've decided that he's not going to ever be good enough soon enough, whatever the move is, you can make a bold stroke at the deadline and try to get better now and really maximize Steph's window because he's 35 and, next year 36, then 37. And so Steph, as an elite player, his time's running out.
Yeah, but still playing well. And
sure.
And again, if you've all decided that this year's not the year, then okay, what's the best way to help him next year? And I don't think freaking out and putting Draymond on the market at his absolute lowest moment does a damn thing for you other than satisfy your frustration.
Depends what you get back.
Yeah, but I mean,
it always depends on what you get back.
Boy, I'd be shocked if you got something great back for Draymond.
Only
Green
98 professional athletes in the big three sports have won more titles than Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's a cool resume.
It's a great stat.
It's got nothing to do with right now.
It has to do with him being a winning player. And if you're a winning team,
he's not even a player right now, let alone a winning player.
Take a guy looking for a change of scenery. Yeah. Go play with your big brother down in L.A., which he's always, LeBron.
The coach in Vallejo. Let's take some calls. Let's hear from you. Hey, Coach. You're on with Willard and Dibs.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's up?
Well, hey, I wanted to give my take, and it's pretty popular, on why some of us are down on Kerr.
Okay.
And it really has a lot to do with Kuminga and Moody and how they were treated last year and how he treats Podziemski completely different. And that Kuminga and Moody, you like to call them raw and things like that, but these guys have been playing at a high level with their competition almost their whole life. So they know how to play basketball. They're not taking the SAT test. Now, Podziemski can make the same mistake that Kuminga and Moody would make, but you guys don't call him raw, okay? He inbounded the ball twice, 2 games in a row, to the opposing player, and the opposing team made a layup. If Kuminga and Moody were to do that, I mean, you're going to put him on the bench. Now, I did like what you said about Moody. He plays well when he plays. He doesn't play well when he doesn't play. What does that kid have to do in order to break the line?
Coach, can I ask you a question? What are you really suggesting here?
What I'm suggesting is give Kuminga and Moody an equal shot, the same shot you gave Ty Jerome, Anthony Lamb, Podziemski. Give them the same shot.
But why do you think he's not? Why do you think he's not?
You know what? I kind of would hate to say that on radio.
No, but I mean, I think we get what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
I think it is, and I hate to be this way because I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But Kuminga is the only guy that has a chance of being a star. Okay. Podziemski's never going to be a star. He could be a good player.
I mean,
Moody, same way.
Yeah, Coach. I'd say this. First of all, go take a look, and thank you for the call. Go take a look at Moses Moody in recent games. He's not been shooting the ball well. That's true. Okay, let's just put it out there. I like Moses a lot, and he's had some really great games. But I think sometimes when you only play 15 minutes, you have a couple good games. Everybody decides, you should play all the time. And then when you have a game of 15 minutes where you barely contribute at all, it just gets swept under the rug and no one says anything about it. Let's not act like he's been perfectly consistent. He's not.
No, he's in a brutal spot, though, in terms of being a young professional where his game log is minutes 17, 19, 17, 3, 13, goose egg.
No,
you don't know. You're the 11th man when he's playing 10. You're the 10th man when he's playing 9.
GP2 came back. Look at the timeline.
So now GP2 is out, and so now
he's going to get some more minutes again.
In theory.
Yes, he will.
Well, Corey Joseph might,
I mean.
Seriously, though, if you're Moses Moody, you're probably pretty frustrated with the amount of run you've gotten.
I'll say it out loud. Steve Kerr's not racist. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? These people this goes right back to Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. Their job is to win, and that is the only way things go well. So there's no way in hell you get into professional sports in life and go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus on white players, and that's going to go really well for me. Please, Jonathan Kuminga is raw. He has had trouble picking up the finer points of the game. No, he has not been a seasoned professional. He didn't even come up through college basketball. And so let's call it what it is. Jonathan has an incredible raw talent, but like that other side, like perfectly understanding the system, has been hard for him. Others have picked it up a little bit quicker, no matter what their skin color is. So that's my response to that. You're not coaching professional sports in America in 2023 with the platform of, I like the white players better than the black players. That's absurd.
They'd be playing 2-on-5. I mean, I don't know if they would be winning championships going 2-on-5.
Yeah,
so,
come on.
It's agreed. It's nonsense. It's not even, to me, not even worthy of a response. Yeah. But I appreciate you taking the lead in the response. I wonder what the other major criticisms are of Steve Kerr, because they're out there. We have full phones right now, full board, and you look at the YouTube feed, youtube.com/957 the game, and it's, to me, seems like many fans don't remember what Steve Kerr has been a part of in terms of coaching championship teams. And yeah, this is a tough year, and he's made mistakes, and he said on our very show, I should have put Moses back in the game about a month ago, and he admits that he's made mistakes, and everybody makes mistakes. And as a coach, you always look better when the team plays better and the team wins. And right now, other than last night, they haven't been.
It's weird. Like, he's not perfect. Every coach makes mistakes. I see them too. So do you. So does he. As you just pointed out, he's come on this show and done a great job of pointing out, like, yep, I messed that one up. It's what we asked for Brad, whatever the hell his name is, referee.
Brad Allen
should have done the other day. Whoops! I messed that up. I didn't hear him. That's what he could have said. It's what Steve Kerr would have said. But our station just put out a tweet a short time ago and said, "Hey, what would you all want the guys to ask Steve Kerr at 5 o'clock?" One of the first responses is, "Ask him why he's bad at coaching."
I'll take that one, Mark. I'll ask the hard question. Steve, did we lose you?
What did he do? What did he do to make y'all so mad?
Yeah, it's...
Good Lord. Which one of the 4 rings did you hate the most?
Seriously.
It's just strange.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. He is, let's see, he is 6th all-time in NBA titles as a coach. Phil Jackson with 11, Red Auerbach 9, Pat Riley and Pop, and John Kundla with 5 apiece. Steve Kerr got 4.
Yeah.
Nobody else has 3.
Good job, Steve.
It's been a long time since you won one of those, though, Steve.
Your money's no good here.
Right?
It has been a long time. It's been a full flipping 19 months. Worst 19 months of our lives.
Coming off a win, and this is where we are. Full phones with people trying to bury Kerr.
Kevin in Pleasanton is next up. Hi, Kevin. What are you doing?
Stuck in traffic on 880.
Yep.
The naughty Nimitz.
But hey, guys, add some clarity. The caller that talked about Jaminski, he's a little off kill. What it comes down to is yes, it's favoritism, but Jaminski is a role player. He fits Steve Kerr's system. That's all it is. In terms of the lineup, and it's great chatter for you guys to talk about what ifs. Nobody's getting traded. Steve Kerr doesn't work that way. He's the smartest guy in the room. It's the whole Belichick effect. He's going to ride it till the sun goes down, guys. It is what it is. This is going to be the size of our team, the talent of our team. Yeah, we look like a high school team out there yesterday, but it is what it is. We're going to ride Steph until he's walking on a cane. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. And Draymond will never get traded either. The 30 for 30 guys, the 30 for 30 that Chicago did will be nothing compared to 30 for 30 ESPN on the Warriors. Thanks,
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin, thanks. I really hope they don't trade Mike Jaminski because I think he's got a hell of a future.
Yeah.
Jaminski.
He's a dookie. Mike Jaminski.
Uncle Looney just sent in
Jaminski.
Tzatziki. That sauce we have when we go to the Greek restaurant.
Greek place, yeah.
Love the Brandon Tzatziki sauce. It's delicious.
You can't get a shawarma without a good tzatziki.
Zelinski.
Get a little yellow rice in there, some grilled chicken.
No doubt.
Restaurant quality.
Add in some Jaminski in there. Man.
Zelinski.
Listen,
really
I want
good.
it. Can I say that? I really hope that y'all don't take it as we're making fun of you. I love it. I want everyone to mispronounce Pajemski's name
Pajowski.
every time.
That Poughkeepsie kid. That's my favorite.
It feels like it's like, thank you. We're going. It's like Halloween. We're going door to door, getting different candy bars of mispronunciations
That's pretty
of
good.
Pajemski.
That's a 4.
Got a whole pillowcase of
Seriously.
them. Oh my gosh,
Jaminski is
so good.
like a good almond joy right there. So good. I do think that the caller who called him Pajimski or Jaminski makes a good point about the role player aspect, because Pajimski does do a lot of the little things that, things that actually Draymond used to do when he was available.
Playing.
Yeah.
Right. No, he's a good player. He's a good player. But
he does make a lot of rookie mistakes because he's a rookie.
Because he's a rookie, and they all do. And I don't like it when these things happen and we end up pitting players against one another. Boy, this fan base, we've had enough of that over the last year and a half. Especially last year, it was real. Players were pitted against one another. Don't do that this year, right? Pajemski's playing and Moody's not, and this, that. Like, come on. There are reasons for this. Same thing we went through with Purdy and Lance. And we had, my gosh, we had snowshoes on, trudging through the points that all the people wanted to make of why Kyle wouldn't give Lance a chance. It's like, because he watches him play.
Yeah.
And he watches Brock Purdy play, and he can tell who's better. So unless you're at practice every day and you know the system, and you know what they're trying to do, and you see everything about Kuminga, Pajemski, and Moody, and Jaminski, and Pajowski, unless you've got unless you got it all dialed, then it's confusing to me how you've all decided, not all, many of you have decided that a 4-time championship coach has no clue about basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's your point, let's ride.
Well, you may get your wish, because he's down to his final 3 months and change as the head coach of the Warriors, pending a new contract.